Yo, what is up guys, my name is Clint and I'm back in with another YouTube video, and today we are going to be talking about who we think will be the Team of the Year players for each position except for the offensive line. Now I think that one's hard to judge for, and I think a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3 at most will be for the Cowboys, but that's something I really want to go over. I can't really check stat-wise, I can only check sacks allowed, and that's not what everything goes into. I will not be doing the offensive line. I think that's too hard to tell. We all know EA, so they could really go anywhere. Basically, I'm just going to be searching up player cards, see what they have, and tell you. I already have my list. I have it right here. I'm going to go through what cards they have and see who's a stronger candidate. Because I have 2 or 3 for each position. And yeah, so let's just get into it. I was going to originally throw this behind a gameplay, but you know, I think this is just different. You know. But let's get straight into it. First, we have Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. Now, I think this is a good one. I would have easily said, Tom Brady. I would have said Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, but Tom Brady just got a card. And the reason why it could not be Aaron Rodgers is because he already has a 94 out overall. And I think Team of the Year will either be 95 or 96. So a 1-point upgrade for this card wouldn't be very much. Plus, you know, when they upgrade a card to either 1, 2, or overall, it's usually just +1 stat. It's not an actual huge overall. But he doesn't have a whole lot of cards in the game. He's got 3 total, and 1 being a limited time, very hard to get. So I think he can get it depending on what the overalls would be. It could be a 97, but I really doubt it. I really do. They just went... They just did 94 overall sets. I think it'll be 95, maybe 96. The second candidate I have for it, and I think who will most likely get it, to be honest, is Matt Ryan. I don't think he has very many cards in this game, considering I'm pretty sure his base one is gold. Yeah. So he has 2 cards in this game, and the second one being... Oh wait, does he have 3? Wow, he actually has 3. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, I guess. Alright, so he's got his gold card, his 88, and his 93. This guy has had a very fantastic... What is this? Mid-season offensive MVP. Okay, so this is a mid-season offensive MVP. Okay. Basically, this guy, if you took the names out and just put stats up, Matt Ryan has had better stats. Aaron Rodgers may have had better a second half or something like that, final quarter, but all around Matt Ryan was shown to be better in the other position, or in each stat line. Each stat line, there's a few that Aaron Rodgers had, maybe like touchdowns or less interceptions, something like that, but Matt Ryan owns a lot of it, like passer rating and stuff like that. That's why I think he's more likely to get it. And yeah, I mean, it's not hard to argue. It's just between the MVP candidates, basically. I would have had Tom Brady as 1 and 2, but like I said, he just got a card, and he most likely will not get it. A third candidate, if I wanted to throw it in, would be Derek Carr. I'm not gonna look him up, but yeah, that'd be the last, my third option. And I think it'll definitely be one of those 3. I would more than say likely it'd be Matt Ryan, but EA could do anything they want. If they want to do like a 1 or 2 point upgrade, they will do it. Second, we have running backs, and for this, I think this is pretty easy. Now, I have 3 for this one. First off, I have DeMarco Murray, and he has a 92, 89, and an 80. Yeah, he had a pretty... it wasn't a very loud season, I guess you could put it. He didn't do much, and that's basically why he started out with an 80. He got his flashback, and then he kind of started tearing it up, and then he ended up getting a Team of the Week card. He was top 3 in rushing, I believe, by the end of the season. He was definitely top 3 all season. I don't know if he finished top 3, but he's definitely up there. Number 2 may not happen. I don't know how many cards he has, guys. I quit MUT pretty early, and then I came back. But I know he has several cards. But I don't think he has any above 93. Okay, so 93 is his highest overall. David Johnson. Fantastic year. He carried the Cardinals the whole year. He is the workhorse for that team. And there's no denying that. If they played better on passing and a little bit better on defense, their defense was good, and then it started kind of slacking towards the end of the season. But if their offensive pass game would open up, they would have definitely been an elite team and made it back in the playoffs once again. But that did not happen. And last but not least, obviously Ezekiel. I don't know. Look up Elliott. Because he'll be the biggest Elliott, the highest overall Elliott. So he has a 91, which is his highest. So I think he's a pretty good candidate as well to have a Team of the Year card, just because he's got a low overall, and there will be a not necessarily low, but he'll jump 94, or he'll jump 4 overalls most likely to a 95, or maybe 5 to a 6. Plus, he had a phenomenal year. He could have broken the record in one game, but I mean, it was probably, I think it was 170 yards short or something. But he had a great year, and that would make sense for him. Kind of the best running back in football through that year. So, I mean, I'd give it to Elliott, and then I'd give it to Johnson, and then Murray, in that order. I don't know how many they're going to release per position. They could release 2. They could release 1. We don't know. For receivers, I think this one's I don't know how I should put this. Should I do it like that? TY? T.Y? I don't know. Sorry, I really don't know how I should. Yeah, okay. T.Y. Hilton, highest overall, 90 on the block. Top 3 in receiving yards. I believe he was definitely in there throughout the year. Great season for him, even if they, didn't even make the playoffs. He's got a pretty good QB behind him. I would say Andrew Luck is elite. Some people would argue that, but I think he had a great year, and I think he deserves it. And you could say there's other people who deserve it, but I only have 2 on this list for this one. And I want you guys to put your argument down below for sure. But the second one I would say is definitely, and I think a lot of people could agree with this, I think he got snubbed in the Pro Bowl. That'd be Jordy Nelson. 91 is his highest overall. 85 base is his second card. He only has 2 cards in the game, and he had a great season. I think this is pretty easy, if you ask me. I would go Jordy and T.Y. Hilton for the receivers. And I think that's kind of common sense. I think there's maybe a receiver you can probably sneak in there. I may be missing somebody. But, I think that I think that's the right choice right there. Alright, on to tight end, we have Travis Kelce. I based this one off of overall, receiving yards, and he was number 1 tight end in receiving yards. And currently he has an 89. His base, which I believe is an 84. No, an 80. He's got a Thursday night, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And his highest is a 93, which I do own currently. I mean, I think a tight end who receives or leads the league in leads tight end in receiving is pretty a good nomination for it. I would have said Jimmy Graham, but he just got a card, so I don't think he'll get one. I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, this is definitely I think he's a shoo-in, basically. Now, if he's not in, if it's not him, I think it's someone who also hasn't gotten a lot of love this game. Because he has a 93. 93 is pretty good in this game. It could definitely be a lot better. But Greg Olson's highest card is an 89, and he was second in receiving yards and tight ends. I don't know who was first in touchdowns. Like I said, I kind of just based this one off of receiving yards, and he is my second place choice. If Jimmy Graham was allowed, I would have said Jimmy Graham and Travis Kelce, but he was not. Okay, guys, I'm going to do this one different, outside linebacker and D-line, because EA doesn't actually put the right positions for some players. So I think it's very hard to put left outside linebacker, right outside linebacker, and D-ends. Because some players play different, 3-4s, 4-3s. It's very hard to say which position is for everyone when they get them wrong sometimes. I was looking online, and they have Eric Berry as a strong safety, while in this game he's a free safety. I don't watch the Chiefs. I don't know if he actually plays free or strong, but like I said, they could get it wrong, or the website could have gotten wrong. So that's why I'm going to do outside linebackers and D-line together. So I have 4 choices. First off, I think it's not a surprise, I guess. Von Miller. He was second in sacks this year behind Vic Beasley. And I would have definitely said Vic Beasley if he didn't just get a card. Von Miller, 2 cards in the game. Wait, no, he has 3. He has a 94, doesn't he? He has like a 95 or something. He has 3 cards in the game. He has a 94 and 95, so that may make him not be on this list, but I'm still going to go ahead and say him. Because he's like not even on the auction block right now, which is kind of insane. He must be that rare. It's a limited time card, I'm pretty sure. So, but Von Miller, second in sacks, I believe, and had a great year. Like, he's a freakishly good athlete. So I can't be surprised if he gets it there. Second, here comes a little bit of my biasness. Lorenzo Alexander, I believe he was tied for 3rd or 4th in sacks, and basically he was like not supposed to be a starter. I think he was a free agent. I mean, he was a free agent, and then we learned Shaq Lawson had to have the surgery, so we picked him up, and it ended up being a great choice by us because he was leading the league in sacks at one point, but then he kind of, he kind of toned it down. He wasn't getting as much sacks as during the week and stuff like that, but he had a great year, and it's no doubt in my mind that he could actually get a card. I mean, he's only got 2 in the game, so I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised. Third, I have Cameron Wake. I haven't actually heard a lot about him this year. When I was looking up sacks, he's pretty sure he's top 5. I think he was 3rd or something, and he only has a 91 as his high, or a 90 as his highest, and it's a Team of the Week collection reward. And then his base card. Oh, he's also got so he's got 3 cards in the game, I believe. What's his base? I believe his base is a gold. Yeah, his base is an 82. He's got a signature 87, and then he's got a Team of the Week 90. He had a great year, and he's a freak athlete, and I think he definitely deserves it. On to the next, we have the last, and once again, it's one of those non-surprises because he had a great year, and it's Khalil Mack. The only thing rooting against him for not getting this card is he has a 93, and I made the same argument with Travis Kelce that he could not get it for that reason. But I'm going to go ahead and say he gets a card. He's one of my choices to get it because, like, EA will want you to open packs anyway, so they'll go ahead and just be like, they'll drop this card because people want it. And that could happen. That could very well happen. That could be their reasoning behind it. Which would, I mean, it wouldn't suck because he had a good year. But, Khalil Mack, definitely one of worthy people for the job, or for the card. Next is defensive tackle. That's just nose tackle or defensive tackle. It depends if you're 3-4-4. It doesn't matter. Since Madden doesn't really, go with that. Number 1, I have Kyle Williams. Or not number 1. These are my 3 choices. I don't have these in order, by the way. None of these are in order. Unless I say, I'd say, in this order. Like that. If I say anything like that. But, I have Kyle Williams. I think he went super under the radar this year. He had surgery last year. He is, under the... I put Kyle Williams. He was under the radar. And I think he was well deserved as one of the players to... Did I spell that wrong? No. He was definitely well deserved for some of these upgrades and a Pro Bowl. He's an alternate, I believe. But he has 1 card in this game, and it's a 79. He didn't get a Team of the Week. He didn't get anything. I think he's a pretty good option for it, considering he did really well tackles-wise. I think he had 2.5, 3.5 sacks, which is a defensive tackle. You don't get that many, but I think he had a good year. Second, I'd say Leonard Williams. He did just kind of get a card, if you count it. It was a ghost, I believe. Was it a ghost? Yeah, it was a Ghost of Madden Future, I believe, right? No, present. I thought he was just drafted too. That's weird. Yeah. So, Ghost Man present, Leonard Williams. He is definitely a high overall, and this goes back to Travis Kelce and who was it? Was it Von Miller? I don't remember. But definitely a good option. He had a great year, and I think he also went under the radar. He did get a Ghost Man present, so definitely a possibility. And last is Linval Joseph. Good year for him. I think he's definitely a easy choice. He's only got an 84 unless I'm missing one, unless it's not up on the auction block. Definitely someone who could easily get that card. Middle linebacker, I did this one by tackles. I mean, I could go by interception. Why did I do that? I could go by interception, and once again, my biasness is coming out. But I have Zach Brown, second in tackles this year. And I think he only got 3 cards. He's got his Thursday Night Football, he's got his Team of the Week, and then he's got his base 78. Good year. It looks like the Bills won't be getting him. I'm kind of sad about that, but definitely a good card, and it's definitely possible. He is a middle linebacker. I'm pretty, like, I think we played a 3-4 most of the year, so we had 2 middle linebackers. I don't know why he's listed as right outside linebacker. Like, I watched him the whole year. He's definitely a middle linebacker, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know what's going on there. But, and then number 1, I think this could really easily happen, is Bobby Wagner. Like I said, they may, oh, I put 1. They may do this just to get you to open packs. Which, in this case, once again, it wouldn't be a horrible thing considering he had a great year. He's got a 92, an 88, and an 84. People love him because of his speed. He has good hands, good block shed. He definitely gets the job done as a linebacker. And there's no doubt in my mind he could easily get the card, especially since he didn't get a 94 or anything. So I think that is very possible. I did 3 corners, and number 1 would be Casey Hayward. He led the league in interception. And that's, that's still saying something. He was on the Packers and went to the Chargers. Chargers had a very bad season, nothing crazy, but I'd say Casey Hayward is a good option for cornerback. Behind that is DRC. Look up Cromartie. Definitely, I would want to say Cromartie definitely gets a card. And his highest is a 90, and then his second is a 90, or an 83. So I think it's very possible he gets a card. I don't really know how this will go as well. And I have a third, I'm not gonna look him up, but it's Stephon Gilmore of the Buffalo Bills. My bias, he wants out again. My bias is showing, I know. But he had a good year towards the end of the year. At first, he was kind of get exposed, but we don't know who they're gonna pick. And Stephon Gilmore has a really good what are they called? What are those called? Motivators? He had a good motivator card. So I don't know. Free safety, I have HaHa Clinton-Dix as one of my 3. I have 3, 1, and then how you do it? Is it 2? Is it HaHa like that? Yeah, okay. His highest is 92. I think it's very possible he gets a 95, 96, whatever team of the year is. He's got an 86, 80, and a 92. Very possible he gets a card. He had a great year. As well as the other free safety, Reggie Nelson. I believe Reggie Nelson only has oh, he just got a new card. He just got a new card, so I think it'll be hard to give him a new one depending on when Team of the Year comes out. Reggie Nelson 92 overall. We have a Reggie Nelson 88 flashback, and then his base card 81. So Reggie Nelson, I mean, he could get it. He'd just get a card. That's the only reason I'd be against it. But it'd still be an upgrade, and it'd be a 3 or 4 point upgrade. So very, very possible. Next, I think it's the guy who, I'm going to be honest, I think this will be who gets it. If it's not Clinton-Dix, it'll be Eric Berry for sure. A lot of people love Eric Berry. Eric Berry had a good year. He has 3 cards. His highest is only a 91. Definitely really possible, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, the website had him listed as a strong safety. I don't know how true that is, but. And then, last but not least, strong safety, and I 100% believe this will be the strong safety. I don't see it being anybody else. I see it being Landon Collins. His highest overall is a 91 at left outside linebacker. He has an 89 at strong safety. Wait, doesn't he have 92 at strong safety? He may have a higher strong safety. I can let me pull up Mudhead. I don't want to say it's only card, and I could have pulled up Mudhead for anything else. But I think this is a different case. I think this guy's one of the best at his position. I don't want to miss anything. 1 second. And then Collins. No, this is it. This is it, and I think he's a strong case for strong safety team of the year, and I think he will be the strong safety team of the year. And I'd probably put money on that, because I think he had a great year. They're in the playoffs. We'll see how he does. I think that's pretty obvious. But if it's not him, I put Kurt Coleman as number 2, just because he had a pretty good year too. His highest overall is only an 85, but he had a really good year. He has 3 total cards, 1 elite, and it's only an 85. So if he did get it a team of the year, it'd be like a 10-point upgrade, 11-point upgrade. So I think it's definitely possible. Everybody I list today are definitely options. I think it's hard picking, especially when EA is the one picking them. Sometimes they do it for their own personal gain, and they're a business. You can't really do anything about that. But I think we nailed on who we want, or who it will be on some of the positions. I really think I got a lot of these right. But let me know what you guys think down below for sure. And that'll basically do it. And until next time, guys. Peace.